What's up, YouTube community? Coming at you guys with a quick little bit of a guide on Zilean mid. This is a really strong pick right now. Super meta. And this is going to be a good pick into like your melee mids, like Diana, maybe Silas, something like that. It's going to be a very good pick into those guys. You can kind of deny the CS and get the poke off and play around your jungle. Now, it's going to be especially strong if you have a jungler like this Volibear here, because you're pretty much just going to play around your jungle and become an unstoppable force, you know. Zilean and a Volibear can often win 2v3s, you know, if it's, you know, especially strung out fights like that. Not sure if I don't believe I showed there. I believe I was out of range. Couldn't see the Kane, couldn't see me. We're going to take that red away. That's going to set Kane very far behind here. Just proccing the Aerie whenever we can, getting the last hits whenever we can, and bombing whenever we can. So if you bomb pretty much their melee minions or your melee minions, you're going to be denying Diana from staying on those creeps. So if you can see that your own minions getting low, you could Q it and deny the farm from Diana, which is huge and kind of what makes it a counter. Besides just being a poke guy who can poke a melee down and proc the Aerie easily, you know, that's not the only thing that makes it strong, because if that was all, you know, the Diana would just be coming in and one-shotting you. So right here we have a pretty rough early game. We're not really polished on the Zil. We're just kind of showing you guys what you can get done, even if you're not a Zilean player. So this is my first time on the Zilean mid. I mean, I have played Zilean support, you know, maybe 20 games in the last couple of years. So not super polished, but and for first timing it in mid, but just getting an idea of what's going on here is basically your early game is kind of weak from my experience in this game. Your early game is going to be kind of weak. You can get the poke off, but you know, you're not always going to get enough poke to get them low enough to force them out of lane, it looks like. So just denying the CS, getting some poke off. Right here is a very good spot where we should have started abusing her a bit more here. So do we go for the abuse? Not as strong as we should have, right? We should have landed a bomb on her. We're just kind of scared of the all-in. Ignite, flash, Diana with level 4 is pretty scary. And we've never played this matchup before, but we're getting an idea of how we're going to play it. And already our jungler wants to show up in our lane because he's got the Zilean synergy. So you're going to have your jungler playing around you a lot more than normal. And this is just super beneficial for you as you know, the best player in the lobby. Suddenly you're getting the jungle attention that you desire. And I think that's really what does it. Because it's too hard to convince people in the lobby to, like, it's a null effort to try to tell people, camp me, you know, I'm really good, funnel me or whatever. They're not gonna do that in solo queue. They're gonna look down on that, and they're gonna be like, well, they're just gonna think, well, this guy just probably needs a bunch of help in all of his games, so he's probably not very good. That's what they're gonna think. They're not gonna think, oh, he's really good. They're not gonna look you up or whatever, like you want them to look you up, look up your history, whatever. They're not gonna do that, okay? So we're getting some farm here. We're trying to auto each one once, but even that, you see there, doesn't work. So that's why the early game is kind of weak. If you get pushed in, you're gonna be losing a lot of creeps. So try to avoid getting pushed in. Try to freeze it when you can. Try to thin the wave out before it gets to that point. So if you see a wave stacking big, try to thin it out a little. Maybe do a double bomb with some autos beforehand to get to just get some clear. it is kind of tough early. It feels like you're a team fighting champ. You're kind of not the best laner. But so you're just trying to deny some farm and get the enemy mid. Your idea, I think, your game plan early on is just get the enemy mid laner as behind as you are. Make sure they're as behind as you are. Neither of you should be optimal farm because you're poking hard, you're denying CS, and while you're doing that, you're actually losing some CS of your own. And it's just feels pretty weak farming unless you're just a one trick, I guess, and you really know and you have it down. I think maybe like 2 autos on the back line and double bomb on it should clear it without items, I'm pretty sure. And then something like whenever you get a certain amount of items, probably, if you're going to be playing this a lot, go into the practice tool, figure out what level and which items will make it to where you can one-shot the backline, or one-shot it with just 1 auto each, or et cetera, et cetera. Get an idea of your spikes as far as wave clear goes, because that's going to help you get more farm than I was able to get. So we're playing around our jungle here. We're always like, if Volibear has an idea, gotta pop my neck. If Volibear has an idea to go invade, you need to be there with him. If he has an idea to take Scuttle, you need to be there with him. You need to be watching him, and you need to be playing around him. You know, he's going to be playing around you as well, but you need to be playing around him as well. Just both of you need to come together as one. It's just so much stronger when you're together with that jungler, whether it's a Rammus, Volibear, Hecarim, whatever it is. You're just so much stronger with them than without them, okay? So even plays like this are kind of like iffy. And we just completely missed our bomb there, which was not good. It's kind of hard in the mid lane to always land the bomb consistently when there's a lot more different angles of movement going on. And mid laners are, I feel like, better at dodging than your average bot laner. So this can be tough, but just think about yourself as a scale champ. I believe Zilean scales extremely well because your team fights are just insane. As Volibear gets tankier, your ult becomes worth it because he can go crazy, die, and come back to health with a couple thousand health. That's going to be huge for team fights. So that's why this kind of pick is a team fighting pick. It's an objective pick. You're going to want to force objectives. I'm pretty sure I was too low to assist with this dragon. He's actually sneaking that as well. Anyway, so you don't want to give it away. So if you didn't know, you can pop the blast plant, and as long as you're on the this side of the pit, you won't be seen by the scuttle site. So that's what you'll see junglers do a lot of times. If they want to actually sneak it, that's what they'll do. The enemy team is super confident that they think that the dragon is not being taken because they haven't seen anybody on the river, but it's actually being taken by the jungler. So big Zeri ult, very nice. Big blitz ult as well. It's just really big, nice ults going on. Bot lane wins this one, and you're gonna just be playing around your jungle and ensuring that you're gonna win mid and jungle as well. So that's 4 players that you beat. The only other threat is the top laner, which happens to be Anasis in this game, which is perfect for us. You'll see later on because you can pop your E on him, slow him. Whenever he's ulted, just slow him, and he can't do anything. You know, I'm pretty sure it's so strong it nullifies Ghost. And he doesn't even have Ghost, so that's going to be absolutely huge. Every time there's a team fight, you're going to slow him. You're going to have the Everfrost. You can even Everfrost him. You can double bomb him. You can double bomb an Everfrost or vice versa. And put slows and weave slows in. You can do whatever you want. So this is one method for freezing. You can just drop a bomb on yourself and freeze it like that. we can get that extra creep, but we see it, you know, that Volibear's sticking around the river a little bit longer, so we want to make sure that he doesn't get collapsed on and end up trading a kill. So this is what you do. You just kind of roam around with your jungler. If their jungler showed up, we would have killed him. If he didn't, watch. The mid laner just sees that we're gone, thinks that we recalled or something. No, we're just roaming around. We're playing roam Zil. And this is why it's so strong, because when they push, if she pushes, we come in behind her. So she can't push, which frees us up to do whatever we want. And then if we, you know, we can go down here and she thinks we're wrapping around here, you know? It's just a constant threat of the crazy combination, and just a great bot play there. Items does Zeri have? She's only got a Caulfield Sheen and a cloak. It seems like she's already scaled. It's actually crazy. It feels like Zeri is actually a little bit busted now that people are understanding how to play her. She's actually kind of crazy. Look at that. Look at that guy's health. And she's planning to recall anyways. Ugh. Such busted champs they come out with. Really. Really disgusting. But I'm glad that a lot of the older ones are also in the meta. Like Vigar is now back in the meta. If they have more old champs in the meta, like Annie's always been in the meta. If they were to like, ugh, my neck is killing me. If they were to like actually ruin the old champs like completely, it would really ruin the game. It hasn't gotten to that point though. Like it hasn't gotten to the point where only the new champs are viable. It's not like that. So it's still a good game state, I feel. So we're just gonna be playing, clearing some waves here. You're not always gonna be clearing waves. Usually you're not, but if there's not much to do, you can clear waves. We technically should have probably came up and rotated, but you know, Diana would have saw that. It would have been. She probably would have rotated with us. Pretty sure we saw her ward that right there. So see what you're gonna be doing. You're just ganking. Even if you don't have the jungler with you, you can come down here with the support, like I did just here, and do the same thing with the support. As long as they're a tanky support, it's kind of the same thing. You move speed blitz. He gets up close to where you can either guarantee a hook or guarantee an E, and you just nuke him. Wait for the blitz CC, and then you can chain your CC after it. So you're just gonna be rushing that Everfrost. First, we started with Dorian's Ring. First back, I believe we got the tier and the boost, something like that. Maybe even more. I think we got like, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. Anyways, so I mean, our first back was basically tier, and then we start moving towards Everfrost. So kind of a scary fight here. And this is what you're going to want to do with that ult, is completely delay it as long as you can. It's just like playing Trigger here. You don't want to pop that ult right away. They're going to back off. A good team will back off and not hit them and just wait. You just want to pop it fast, like that. It still turns out to be a bad play. It's just too many players. There. We couldn't quite finish any of them. Blitz is gonna come in, just flash ult and take that. Pretty nice. So we're kind of wanting to snowball the game before Nasus comes into play, so that whenever Nasus comes into play, it's not so bad of a it's not so much of an issue. If it was an even game, you're kind of screwed, because when Nasus comes in, that's a player and a half in team fights. So you would have to really CC him and really outplay him. But now that we're a bit ahead here, it feels really nice. We're not scared of anything. We can go in, invade the jungle, do plays like this. Let's go ahead and break this one down. So we're just move speeding, getting bombs off. Bomb anything you can, just throw your bombs out. If you're not in range to bomb an enemy, just bomb something. Get in range, obviously, and bomb them, but if you can't do that, then, you know, bomb an ally. And you can start to see that the move speed can allow for crazy jukes as well. So, right there, we were able to dodge out the second part of the Kane Q by running through him and move speeding ourselves. And we were able to dodge out the W as well, just with a slight glitch step. But we're just scaling, and we're just playing around the team, getting a team ahead. And now we're looking at already a 6K or 5K gold lead. And this is what you're going to be wanting to do. Taking all the objectives. Got 2 dragons to their 0. So this is what you do. You're taking dragons. You're not always, you know, going to be able to just face your laner. So don't rely on just facing your laner. Don't be that guy. This is a team grouping build. We don't ult the Blitz because he's not really a damage dealer. If he dies, then it's okay. Like, we will ult the Bully Bear because he can come back and deal damage, or we will ult the Zeri because she can come back and deal damage. But don't always just ult the first guy that died, because right there the Blitzcrank died, right? But he's already used up his HP bar, he's used up his shield passive, and the enemies used up all their cooldowns. And even if we were to res him, he would come back with, like, okay, he's back to life, yeah, but then Volibear dies, and Blitz does no damage, or Zeri dies, and again, Blitz does no damage. So save your ult for the damage dealers, ideally. Don't be using the ult on only yourself. You should not be looking to use the ult on yourself unless it really comes down to it. Like, you should be looking to ult the Bully Bear in a perfect scenario where only the Bully Bear is doing damage because he's going in ham and we're all kind of sitting back. Or you can ult the Zeri if she gets, like, they just go in ham on her. They pick her, but now they're out of position and she comes back. If none of that looks good, then maybe save the ult for yourself to just get out and survive. So, just playing around the team here. Anytime the team wants to do anything, you're following them. You're doing that, you're building your Herpetros, doing those double bombs if you can. We have the Seraph's Embrace as well now, so we're doing something like that. This fight was kind of Pepega, but we got it done. And we meant to ult the Blitz, the Bully Bear there. We really should have ulted him, but there's a lot going on. Let's see how we were able to miss that. We got distracted by something. So we're trying to queue and stuff. We should have ulted him right here. We're trying to go ham. You always need to be, like, keeping half of your eyes on your own allies' HP bars, mainly the Zeri and the Mulder, like I said. So it's kind of a multitasking game in team fights where you want to be doing your damage and everything, but you also want to be ulting correctly as well. Those are the main things, okay, in a team fight. In skirmishes, you can use that move speed really well to dodge things and everything like that. So just keep that in mind. In a team fight, don't worry so much about who do I move speed, who do I do this with. Just get your bombs in there and get your ult correct, okay? And then you're gonna be climbing the ranks, trust me. And you can just see the crazy jukes that you're able to pull off with this. Oh, she ulted as well. And you can Everfrost It's just nasty disengage, nasty engage. You're always choosing when the fights happen. You have the opportunity to like choose: do we fight? Do we not fight? Because if you want to disengage, you can slow them, W, and move speed yourself, and leave bombs in there on your way out, and it's just completely huge. So finally, we get to this fight. That was. No, we didn't have ult fight yet. So now we have the ult. We're gonna pop it on ourselves. No problem. We're coming in crazy. Are we gonna get anybody? I'm pretty sure I move speed to Jace because he's the only one that doesn't get CC. The only one that might be able to get in there. Misses the Q. Zeri. Oh, we got people coming in with this. That was actually spicy. And now we're over here cleaning up this fight as well. So you can already see the skirmishing power. You can allow people to get out, or you can just, it's just completely cancer for the enemy team. It's so annoying to play against a good Zilean. You're constantly taking fights that look like they are winnable, and then Zilean does a couple things, and suddenly it's just like, okay, that's super unwinnable. So it's like if Zilean plays correctly, it's like a champ and a half in a team fight. It really is. So just continuing to now at this point, your double bombs are clearing waves like crazy. So you can clear waves as you move around the map. Don't just sit there and clear like 4 waves at once, because you're gonna get collapsed on. And if you get collapsed, that's when you're just screwed. Don't ult yourself if there's like 4 people on yourself, and it's just a waste. Just avoid that situation completely by just only pushing like 1 wave and then rotating again, roaming. You can just see what we've been roaming the entire game. Diana isn't able to call MIAs. Like, her team's raging at her because there's no MIAs, right? But what can she do? It's a perma MIA. And if I was her, I would say that. I'd be like, it's perma MIA. Push lane apart. Try to make it. But this Baron, super slow, not very high IQ here, because their whole team is coming in fire. We're gonna pop in here and do some stuff with the blitz, because we really don't have any here. And they're gonna end up getting asses on. Diana, not a high value target. We're gonna pick up and then you can see Jace here disengage, and we hit the slow on the Nasus, and you can see how huge that was. Because Nasus had to walk from here to here, and he was hyper slow, right? And then you move speed the volley, and everybody's cleaned up because his Q is back, right? So into the fight, move speed the volley a bit again. He's gonna run in there like Sonic the Hedgehog and just clean up anybody who's still alive. So this is kind of how you're gonna play it. I think there's one more team fight. We're taking some hits here, and we're gonna back off, reset, not be too greedy. And we're just following our team, shadowing our team, not playing. I mean, you can frontline once you get confident, but you don't have to frontline all the time. So this is perfect because Blitzcrank is the one getting low, and that's awesome for us. We don't care if he dies. We want him to die, actually. We want him to do some stuff and die, because that's going to leave the rest of our damage dealers to just completely clean up. So, we move speed the volley, and James just dead again. And this is what I'm talking about. You've got the wave clear, you've got the team fighting, skirmishing, and the objectives. And the whole meta right now is all about the objectives. That's why this top lane plays is so strong. It's not because top is useless, it's because the objectives are too strong. And you can see they're just getting sold, just kind of winning the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this guide on Failure Mid. We're in that game 9-1-18. We never lost that bounty. And we got the Cosmic. We're working into a Needless. And hope you, Cap. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And you can like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Hope you guys have a great day. And stay safe on the Rift. Win those games. Get that LP. Take it easy.